Jesse Miller, sessions recording down in the fabulous Florida Keys. My studio tip of the day is a 3-mic configuration for drums. Think John Bonham, Glyn Johns. What we do is 3 large condensers. One over the shoulder would be more authentic, but that can be a real problem sometimes with drummers, so I usually shoot out this way. I got the cymbals and racks off so you can see the setup. Measure, definitely measure. Your distance, just pick one basically. Measure from the mic diaphragm to the center of the snare. Doesn't mean you have to be right over the snare. You're going to move it around later to find your sound. So to get your setup, take that measurement. Match that measurement to another large condenser, preferably same make or model on the top. Optimally, you would have 3 large condensers, identical. You know, most people buy in pairs. Make these a pair. The third one we'll get to. Take this measurement, transfer that measurement to this large condenser, which can, again, you're going to move it around later, but you're going to find it's going to sit right in the ride area, over the toms. You don't want to get too low. Make sure the diaphragm is facing the snare. Don't just set it there. You know, these are cardioid microphones, by the way. Centered on the snare. Now those are equal distance. Measure between the mics. We're going to make an isosceles triangle. It's a mathematical formula. It's going to help you with your phasing on the kick. Measure between these 2 diaphragms. Take that measurement, go from the center of the snare to your kick mic. You're going to get close. It's going to be further out than you think. In order to be in phase, you've got to let that low frequency wave travel a little bit. It's going to leak. You can supplement that with a close kick to modernize the sound. But those 3 mics will essentially get you a full drum set. A little bit of compression, either bussing, sending, multing the tracks. You can compress those and join it with a straight signal and get a real big fat sound. Again, you may want to add a 4th mic, which would be a close dynamic on the kick for that modern ticky-ticky or what have you. And you may not be real pleased with the kick mic. Got to remember, Bonham played with double heads. He had a head on the front. He started with really finely tuned drums. I mean, there were scientists running the gear back then. Okay, real lab coats, real slide rulers. It's an isosceles triangle, large condensers. There you go. Thank you very much for your time. Just watched that little bit, and I didn't want to sound like I was preaching or anything. I'm so pleased to be working on the project, but lacking a little bit of personality there in the first section, so we'll back up. Wanted to put the ride up and add to my little bit earlier. That condenser is below the ride, all right? It's sort of tucked in here. You're going to get, and when you mix down, these 2 should be basically stereo, hard panned or narrowed into your sound field. It's definitely a stereo setup on the top. As you do your measurements, you'll be very surprised how centered the snare is, which is very important when you're mixing. So when you bring these 2 mics up, balance them left and right, regardless of how wide you have them panned. It can be full wide or a little narrower, what have you. You want the snare on the mix dead center, so you're going to have to watch your levels and play with your compressors a little bit to get the full kit in there. But the 3 mics will do it, and with the 4th for the ticky click. And again, thank you so much, guys. It's been just a really great project to be working on. And you know, if you find yourself down south around Super Bowl time, come on down, man. We got plenty of room. All right, have a great day. And again, Tommy, Chris, all you guys, thank you so much.